Ten Hag is full of praise for Anton Martial, Sabitzer, and very many other United players ahead of the game of Nottingham. He has gone ahead and revealed to us which players expect to return ahead of the game of Nottingham on Sunday. Then he has talked about Harry Maguire and very many other players and what the plan is and how the top four charge is really going to be affected by the injuries that have gone ahead to really surge at Manchester United. Good morning, Rock and David is my name. United Matters channel is the YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, because we are just few subscribers away from hitting 12,000 subscribers, and obviously let's do this and let's make it happen. After making that happen, then we'll really embark on another journey to hit 13,000 subscribers. Rock and David is my name. Strictly Manchester United is what we do on this channel. Let's continue spreading the love more and more and more and more. Now, the Lord has made it happen, and let's see ourselves into this mix. With close to 1 week to ED, Ramadan Kareem to my Muslim subscribers and those watching in, because you guys are really great. Now, Ten Hag was asked about Martial's performance and Sabitzer. He said, when you see the first half, I think we were in a really good shape. Aaron Wan-Bissaka played really well. Anthony played very well. Marcel Sabitzer played really well. Bruno Fernandes played very good, and Anton Martial as well. Also Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. So there were many positives about yesterday's game. So he's hinting about the very many positives about yesterday's game, and it just didn't go the way we wanted it. But obviously we know that we just made it hard for the second leg away in Spain, because we had an early lead and we really threw it down. But for Martial and Sabitzer, for Sabitzer, the previous 4 games he's going to have to play at Old Trafford. He has 4 goal involvements. Remember, the previous 4 games we played at Old Trafford were Fulham, Everton, Brentford, and Sevilla on Thursday. So those are the previous 4 games we're going to have to play at Old Trafford. Sabitzer scored a goal against Fulham. He scored a brace against Sevilla and created an assist against Brentford. So those are 4 goal involvements in the 4 games he's going to have to play at Old Trafford. He's so much in form, very, very fired up as a player. Then for Anton Martial yesterday, involved in the 2 goals, but his assist was so much sounding for the second goal, because that second goal, the way he really breaks play and then finds a pass through the pockets of space that were left in the defensive line of Sevilla to find Sabitzer to put that ball in the back of the net was really important, and he's really one of those players that you would love to really keep fit at Manchester United. Though it's hard to keep him fit, but I think this time around, having rested him for close to a month, I think not even a month, because he last played a game of football the 1st of February. That's it, and he returned. He returned after the international break, almost 2 months out. That's how Ten Hag really wanted to have him in the final bit of the season. If at all Martial happens to keep fit throughout the season, then Ten Hag would have gotten it right. You know, he never hurried him back. Even when he played Rio Betis, he said, no, I'm not hurrying him back. Fulham game, he said no reason to bring him back. And he said we will unleash him at the resumption of the season after the international break. And obviously, he played his first game against Newcastle. Then he is back and has gotten his first goal against Everton and then an assist. He's looking hungry, he's looking sharp, he's looking aggressive, and he's really leading that line by example. You know, in that game, you hardly thought that Rashford was away, because Martial took the responsibility, and you know, he can take the responsibility with Sabitzer making some good runs, you know, in front of goal. Then we are good to go. And I think that combination might be a very huge problem to the team of Nottingham Forest, because it is really hard to really stop Sabitzer. You know, Martial drops deep, and when Martial drops deep, that means Sabitzer becomes as the leading striker, and he makes good runs, meaning that Sabitzer finds himself in positions of really shooting, and with unselfish players like Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Sabitzer, and Anton Martial, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, and Martial behind him, they'll obviously release him very, very quickly. And I think that might be the template in which Erik ten Hag is going to go out at Nottingham and obviously win that game of football. But early morning, we are coming up with a match preview of United versus Nottingham Forest. Now, after that, Ten Hag came out and revealed to us the players that we were missing that might be available on Sunday. He said for Sunday, yeah, there could be, but have to see. We have now 2 sessions to go of training, so I don't know by now. But it can be that Scott and Luke Shaw return in the squad, but I'm not sure. So if they return, it will be really a very huge boost because I've seen Scott Mctominay play at centre-back. You know, he played centre-back for Scotland. So Ten Hag might find himself trying out Scott McTominay as a central defender. That's it. Luke Shaw is really a very good player to return. Do you know why? He's been a very brilliant player in very many games that we played at Manchester United as a left back, meaning that him playing the central defense is one of those things that Ten Hag has been trying out, and I think his experiments are going to help us here because Luke Shaw played very many games this season as a left centre half, and he really played very well. Even when we are knocking out even when beating Barcelona away from home, he played as a left centre half. So in the game of Nottingham Forest, I don't see him starting, but I think he's going to be played off the bench. He has to come in through and play some 20 minutes. Then later, we travel to Sevilla, and I think he's going to be played as a left centre-back. That's it. So Scott McTominay returning is also a huge boost in that midfield of United because you need players like him to come on and do the needful for the club of Manchester United, especially when you are lacking depth in the central defence. Casemiro might be really played in the central defense as he played against Burnley when we came back from the World Cup. Then you get Eriksson and Bruno Fernandes playing the double pivot sometimes, and then you see Sabitzer playing ahead of them. So expect lots of changes to be made by Erik ten Hag because we are shite of the central defenders, and that will call in for some times to see to it that we play Casemiro in the central defense. Though you would love Casemiro to play in the central defensive midfield, and either Maguire or Lindelof to be played alongside Luke Shaw. But obviously Luke Shaw won't be played all the games because you need to maintain him fit, because even Malacia might find himself really getting a knock because most of the games left, we are left with one left back, that is Malacia. That means Luke Shaw is going to be used entirely as a left centre back at Manchester United. But even Dalot can come in and be the player as the left back for United. So I think Ten Hag has a lot of players to juggle it out, because we need a pacey player to be played alongside Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof. But let's wait and see how that is going to happen as far as United is concerned. Now, Ten Hag was asked a question on how hard it is for the top 4 charge when he's having these injuries accumulating in at the club of Manchester United. Ten Hag said the following, that when you said that question, it is also the answer. Every game is a battle, every game is a fight, and you have to be ready for that fight. We have a squad. I have said all season we have more than 11 starters, so now others are on, and when their time is there, you have to show and to contribute to the team, and you have to be ready, and that is what we expect and we demand at Manchester United. Meaning that amidst us fans having a lot of fear as far as the injuries of Lisandro Martinez and Varane are concerned, because Lisandro Martinez has been ruled out of the entire season of United. Rafael Varane, 3 weeks out. So that puts us in a situation of mourning for these players. But Ten Hag is saying that he's having a squad, but all we know is that the squad is not at the same level. No central defender is at the level of Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez at Manchester United. No one. That's a huge drop-off. You saw how many times we suffered when Casemiro was away. Though out of the 7 games has been away, we've managed to win 4, lose 1, and I think draw 2. That's it. When it comes to all of that, you just look like a very good output if at all one of your best players is out. But it shows you how much a downgrade it is when our first team players are really out. I think for Marcus Rashford, it won't be felt a lot because we are having a lot of quality in our front three. I think Sancho, Martial, and Anthony can give you a lot of games and a lot of goals when they are playing together, and you won't miss Rashford out. But obviously, on any day when Martial is back, you'd love to see you'd like to see Rashford back, because when he's back, that means you're having lots of options to really be played in the front three of Manchester United. But the top four is really tricky, because if we win our game in hand, we have against Spurs, we are 6 points ahead of Spurs, and we're having to play away at Spurs, I think like 2-3 weeks from now. So that means we have a chance to go 9 points ahead of Spurs if at all we keep winning our games. Top four for me, however much we're having injuries, it looks like it's done for United. We have 4 games we're going to play at Old Trafford: Aston Villa, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Chelsea, and which other team we are playing at Old Trafford? There is a 4th team. If at all we can win those 4 games at Old Trafford, those are 12 points. 12 points, add them onto the 56, that is 68 points. 68 points, if we can gather more 3 wins away from home, those are 77 points. If you're having 77 points, there is no way you're not going to be in the top 4 position. So I think Ten Hag has the best team to really lead us away, and I think at least he just has to think of Harry Maguire. We need to find ourselves in a position of really not playing Harry Maguire in serious games. And obviously, the question was really liaised to him as far as Harry Maguire's suspension against Brighton is concerned. Remember playing against Brighton in the FA Cup semi-final. He said, we have to take that in mind as well. Of course, we know that Harry Maguire is suspended, but he's good. I think he played very well against Everton yesterday. He came in and also did very well. And in the coming games, it is up to him. But around that, we have to take it in mind that he is suspended for the game against Brighton. So, to me, I wonder why Ten Hag is coming out and saying that Harry Maguire played very well. When he came on, there was a drop-off in our attack because we couldn't attack as we used to attack when Varane was on. So, I think he's just trying to really cover him up. But he knows the truth that the lad is not good. Every time he brings him on, we just find ourselves in a position of really not playing our best football. I think with Lindelof, we can play high line, but with Harry Maguire, we can't play high line. And obviously, we invited pressure. When Harry Maguire came on through. So, I don't agree with Erik ten Hag on him saying that we played very well when Harry Maguire was there. Even in the game of Everton, do you know that he gets hold of Damian Gray, and if I told the referee pointed into the spot, that's when Ten Hag would have got to know that, all right, this guy is a calamity. Even in the second half, Damian Gray just had a quick step over and went in for the far post. So it's easy to go past Harry Maguire. I don't even know why Ten Hag is saying that he's playing very well, and to me it doesn't really pan out to be one of those performances that we should come here and really even talk about that he played very well, unless otherwise playing very well has gotten another meaning in this King's language. Then on the game of Nottingham Forest, he said, I know what place they are in, and we know that we can expect on Sunday. They are in a survival mode and they will run for their lives. We have to be ready for that game. Obviously, we have to be ready for that game, and he knows that in survival mode, they're in the relegation zone. They have to find themselves winning beautiful games of football, but I think not on us at United. I think we are having a front three that's going to go ahead and really tear them apart. They're going to leave the ball to us because they're going to be playing counter-attacking football. They're going to play a low block, not a high block. So as it stands, that's what Ten Hag said about the game against Nottingham Forest, hailing Sabitzer and Martial. So guys, your thoughts onto Erik ten Hag are welcome onto the comment section below. I know you're going to disagree with me on certain bits and agree on certain bits, even agree with Erik ten Hag on certain statements and then disagree with him on certain statements. But all that lies into one statement from an Englishman that every human is entitled to his own opinion. So thank you guys for watching it through. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Me out. See you tomorrow morning or today morning with the match preview of United versus Nottingham down in the Midlands at the City Grounds. Muslim friends, Ramadan Kareem.